Hello guys, my name is Andres Haro. This time we are gonna teach you how to install Cypress. And the best way to start is we have to open the terminal, and I think we have just to make it bigger to make sure that you can see. The first thing that we have to do is create a new directory, which is gonna be megadir, and let's do test Cypress. Then we have to cd into the test Cypress. As soon as we are here in the project, one thing that we have to do is we have to initialize the npm and the node project to make sure that Cypress is going to be able to run. And one thing that we have to do is npm init, and we have to do dash y just to make sure to say yes to all of the options that they have. We run it, and now we see that we have the name of the project is going to be Cypress. It's our first version. We don't have a description, and our main file is going to be under the index. Now, to install Cypress, we just have to do npm install Cypress. We have to do dash save dash dev. We just wait. It's just installing. This is gonna take a little bit, but I promise you it's gonna be worth it, because Cypress is one of the best resources that you can use for the automation and to make sure that you can help other developers and that you can help um, internally to do every single process a little bit quicker instead of clicking button by button or option by option. With Cypress, you can check in the front end, and also you can do some APIs. We can talk about it later in a future video, but this is just to know how to install Cypress. And let's just wait for this. And in the meantime, one of the best things that you have to know about the software automation is that if you want to get in a better implementation and you are going to help developers to deliver the right message to the end user, one of the best things that you have to do is to test every single tool and to test every single website to make sure that it's working as expected, to make sure that the end user is not going to have any issues. Right now, it's telling you that it installed the project. Now we just have to do npx cypress open. As soon as we do that, it's just gonna verify. It was able to verify the Cypress that is all the files are there, and this is how it's gonna look after you run it. And let me just make it bigger too. And if you can take a look at it, this is the tool that is going to help you to see all the files that you have inside. And on test is going to set up all the files that you record or that you are writing. It's going to give you some folders, and it's going to give you some extra information to make sure that you have all that information. And if you click on one of these files, it's just going to open a browser, and it's just going to start doing the tests. It's just going to give you the to-dos. It's going to go one by one, and by checking one by one, and this is one of the first things that it's going to do, and this is a step by step. And you are going to have explanations. You can put any explanation as you want, and also you can add some subtasks to make sure that you can get the filter and that you can see any other methodology that you want to apply with your testing. As soon as you close it, this window is not gonna stop. You can just get into runs, and you can log into the dashboard to make sure that you can see if your test passed, if it fails, and where it fails, and just to see how many tests already passed or how many tests are being failing, and just to see why. On the settings, you have multiple different things. You have configuration. You have you can see all of the configurations that you have in here. That is just gonna give you the default values. The configuration is coming from the cypress.json file. The environmental file is just gonna come in from set from cypress m, and it's gonna give you all the configurations that you have. The proxy settings, if you have file opener preference, and you can decide like if you want to open it from the Finder, if you want to open it in Visual Studio, Emacs, PyCharm, Beam, or other. And you can also do some experimental things for plugins or any other thing that you want to enable that is going to help you to run the test. Also, you can get into support to see if you can get into their blog to see how to do certain tasks or certain thing inside of Cypress. And also you have the documentation. You can just see what is the best practices, the configuration. If you want to do some API testing, you can write just to see how you can write your first test and just testing your app. Also, you can log in, and the login is going to give you a way to be able to go to Cypress and see all the different ways that you have to do things. And for this is all. And if you close it, it's just gonna do, it's kind of like you are clicking Control C, and it's just gonna end at the task from the terminal. But if you wanna see the files, you can go to VS Code and check it out, the folder and the directory that we create. And we can just do code dot. It's just gonna open Visual Studio. Let me bring the window in here. And this is what I have to show you. When you create the npm init and dash y, it's just gonna create the non-modules, and it's just gonna create the package dash log.json and the package JSON. And as soon as you do the npm install Cypress, it's gonna create this folder, and it's just gonna create the cypress.json. The cypress.json is just to add configuration or to add certain features into Cypress, which I can show you in future videos. But the most important thing is that you have to understand that this folder is the most important thing for your project, because this one is going to have multiple subfolders, and these subfolders is the features folders, which is going to hold examples or files that are going to help you with the test. As an example, you can have a file to upload it to a certain feature that you have in your website or your mobile app. You have the integration. The integration is all of the different testing that you have, and this is the first file that we run, which is the todo and the to do, and this other one. It has more different pieces. If you open the file, you're gonna be able to see that has a reference to be able to see to detect that is Cypress, and also you're gonna have the describe to make sure that it explains what you're gonna do. You have some before each, and you have site visit, and as this is the website that we're visiting. And when it becomes to when you see the it, is because this is the one of the first steps that you have to do. And the steps, you're gonna do the description of what you're gonna do in that specific test, and from there in the open bracket you're gonna do certain step by step. And the site that get to the list like LIE, that should have a length of 2. And this is just a quick view or overview from what you can do inside of Cypress. And from there, you're gonna have a plugins. And yeah, this one you're never gonna include any other file in here. You can just use the index, and the index is gonna help you to add the plugins, any plugins that you wanna add into Cypress. And the folder that is called support is going to be the commands. From the commands, you can save some time, and instead of writing the entire file in here and the integrations on the to-do list, you can have certain actions. For example, you can have the before each inside that visit to the web, just to visit the website, and you can put it inside of the command to make sure that you are going to be able to play with that file. And with the index is just to make sure that it's going to help us to understand where the files are coming from and if you have any other special rule. And I think for this video is everything that I have to show you today. You already know how to install Cypress, and let's just wait for the next video.